Eastern Michigan doing the unthinkable.
Huge potential here.
He gets one, he gets two.
That is beautiful, beautiful fun to back right there.
Up 3-1 Eastern. Looking good, feeling good. Life is good. Welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for more Overwatch. I'm back. I was just on hiatus for one weekend, one Monday.
You left me.
I know. I can't. Hey, you had Jake.
I did have Jake.
Who better than PB and Jake? He's always Jaking it.
He was truly.
But welcome back, gamers. We've got another Overwatch stream. It's our first round of playoffs. Crazy.
Yes.
We get to do it.
We went undefeated in the regular season.
Yippee!
Love to see it.
So these are, what, same teams, different teams? I'm not familiar with how the format works.
I was gonna say this team was not in our group. It might have been like in the they weren't in our subgroup. They might have been in our
Okay. So we have not played
normal
these guys.
group. We have not played
Okay.
this team.
I didn't
They
think
were
so.
not in our subgroup.
And by these guys, we mean Missouri Western State.
The Griffins.
MWS. Those are our opponents this week in the first round of playoffs here. So we are on the cusp of some very exciting updates.
Yes.
We are on the last like 20 hours of season 1.
Not even 20 hours. It's like
It's less.
yeah, it's like just over 19 at this point.
But we have season 2 launching tomorrow. We've got a new hero, a new DPS character because we needed more DPS characters.
You always complain about this.
Look, okay, there's like literally the tanks and the supports together. I think almost match the DPS characters.
Yeah, like
I get it. People like DPS, but and they've done a good job of fleshing it out. It used to be worse.
yes.
But we just got Deta, Emre, and Onron, and now we're getting Sierra. So
Who,
and-
by all accounts, looks very cool.
yes,
Very excited for them.
She looks like she's going to be very fun because she's got the Halo Needler, Needler essentially.
Yeah.
Which will
You
be very fun.
Hit a skill shot, I believe, lock onto a target. And your bullets go to them.
I'm glad it doesn't look like she has any super high burst.
Yeah.
And that she's more sustained damage because we already have I don't want another Sojourn. I don't want
I don't want anything close to a one shot in the game again.
Yeah. Because we still have a couple of those lingering around, but I don't want to keep introducing more. When the game is that bursty, it's hard to play.
Worse.
Yeah, it does feel worse. But not only do we have the new character launching tomorrow.
Yeah.
Honestly, something that I'm not seeing talked about a lot, but I'm actually very excited for because I've kind of missed it. The Antarctic rework is in.
I personally haven't missed it at all.
It hasn't been a huge gaping hole or anything, but sometimes it's I haven't played on Antarctic for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it too much. It was a very brawl heavy, and I like those kind of maps.
Yeah.
But it's very orange now. It is very orange. So new hero, the map rework. I'm expecting a lot of new lore as well because season 2.
Yes. I imagine with the introduction of Sierra, they're gonna work her in the lore. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a motion comic when the season releases tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm very happy with those motion comics because I know it is a lot to do a full animation, but having a motion comic like that is I think a good,
especially when it is the voice actor reading the comic out. It's nice. I'm very interested to see because Sierra is a part of Helix Security.
Yes.
Who Far is also a part of. So I'm interested to see if they're if we will see them interact at all. I know Farah has not been super heavy into the lore.
Yeah.
Ever.
Kind of keep forgetting about her.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard to find a place for her because she's not part of Overwatch.
Yeah, I guess she has not officially joined.
I think they're Helix Security is against Talon in general, but
Yeah, it's a little like
I will be interested to see if they find a way to work her in.
I hope so. I hope that because Farah needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. She's a very like kind of jocular character.
Yeah,
Of,
like I want to say that the last like confirmed piece of lore from Farah was them confirming that she is lesbian.
they did that so just like
It was so like kind of in the background of like
it was in like a short story released during Pride Month like 2 years ago.
I think
or something
so.
like that.
I think it was like her and Bap were like sitting there talking,
And it was very like
and Bap was like, "Hey, you love who you love," and Farah was like, "Amen."
it was incredibly like not subtle. I think the exact wording in the comics was Farah threw back her head and laughed, and then in all caps it just says, "I am a lesbian."
It was crazy that they did that, you
And
know?
it's like, I mean, I guess that kind of fits Farah's character, but it was just like, okay, sure. But okay,
See, it's been so long since I've read the short story. I don't know if that's even a bit.
no, like
Is that genuinely how?
that's how it wasn't even. She didn't like. It wasn't like allusions to it. It wasn't. It was like the way they did Tracer. I think was a like really like.
It was the Christmas comic where
Yeah.
they showed her and Emily kissing.
And I'm not saying that like every single time it has to be like a big deal like that.
Right.
Like, but going a character that has had like that has been in the game for a very long time, and then it's just confirmed so like bluntly.
Yeah.
Like
It's stated. It's not like. I mean, there have been people like headcanoning it for a while because of like, Farah and Mercy.
Yeah.
But there are problems when you think about that because Mercy watched Farah grow up, and it's a little gross. But
yeah, it was a little bit. But okay, season two. We have new hero, map rework. We have a lot of just quality of life
I
stuff.
forgot about that. The Le Seraphim collab is coming back in season 2.
Oh, is it? Which one?
I don't know
Both
if it's
of them?
both of them or if it's just one of them, but yeah, they're coming back again.
You know what that means? It means
me
that
and my girlies.
Me and my girlies. We're gonna party till it's early. I'm gonna break into the whole song if you let me. So
Please don't.
Oh, Jake is saying that the motion comic is out.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Huh. I thought it was just the hero trailer, but I'll have to check. It probably launched today.
I was gonna say it probably came out a couple hours after the trailer did.
Yeah. New character, map releases, a bunch of quality of life stuff. So stuff like the like gameplay quality of life. A bunch of the perks are being worked into base
kits. Yeah.
Ramatra's Ravenous Vortex, the one that pulls you down. And lets him reactivate it mid-air.
Yes.
Huge quality of life change.
Yes.
Very much looking forward to that. Mercy Flash Heal.
Reaper's Dire Triggers.
And
I think those are all the perks getting implemented.
Life
into
Cleanse?
I don't know if I saw that one confirmed or not. I wouldn't be shocked if they do.
I know, and
add that.
Yeah. So those quality life changes. We don't really know what to expect from balance changes yet, like just base kit balance changes. I would not be surprised to see.
Please nerf Vendetta and Emre.
Vendetta, Emre, and Diva. They gotta get kneecapped. Like it's been nice seeing somebody besides Sojourn. But
I've enjoyed seeing the new characters. I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
I want variation. It would be very nice for them to get the meta to a point where it is not, hey, you play this comp or you lose.
Yeah. Which, they introduced 5 new characters at the same time. I'm not going to complain about it too much.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult to balance, but let's get a nice refresh.
Anyways,
but we are going into our first map of Lijiang Tower. We have banned Emre and they have banned Juno. Interesting.
I mean, I'm not super shocked about this. In the past couple of weeks, we have been playing more of the Juno Kiri backlines.
Chat, it's looking like a ball comp.
Oh dear Lord. I see a Mercy. I don't know if that is going to stick.
I mean,
I can't imagine if they're actually running Tracer Genji. Like, you don't really have a...
That might be a comfort pick for them because, I mean,
if it is, like, that is a good target, especially for like Blue to look at.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, 100%. You saw that? That was 114 level Mercy right there.
Oh dear lord.
Okay, you guys just got to kill that Mercy and you are fine. But we are rolling out here on our classic team comp. We got that Deta, we got those bubbles. Blue with his Hinder is going to have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
But already that Mercy going down, but trading out Blue as EMU takes the point here.
And you got ball falling a little low here. EMU
able to take out the enemy Kiriko, and we have confirmed first point for EMU.
You know, they just kind of walked into point, sat there stable. They, you know, they got the one pick, but they didn't really feel a need to rush off the point and find them all. You know, it's a ball comp. It's very mobile. It's hard to pin down one
Absolutely.
enemy.
And I'm actually looking at this. This is actually going to be a little bit difficult for Rage, I think. Because that's a very difficult comp for him to really get on anybody. I mean, a Tracer, Genji, Ball, I think it's just going on that Kiriko. Nyx with the boop onto the Genji. I don't know if that was not an environmental, just boop for damage, my classic Lucio.
Love boop for damage.
Trying to get Blue off the point here, but is able to stay on. That ball is getting real low. Nice job, Blue. Good confirm on that. And we are just locking down this point. You know, we are, Missouri Western is trying to take a bunch of angles, but we are just not letting them do it. Taking out that Mercy as well.
You know, getting a late pick there, that's really nice. You know, the Mercy, I can't imagine is a super integral piece of this comp, but, you know, you're still down 4v5 trying to go in, and it's going to be hard for even their ball to find any value here because you do have Blue on that cast with that flashbang, able to hinder him and stop any kind of momentum he really has.
Yeah, because this, I was just saying that, you know, Missouri Western's team comp is very difficult for Rage to go on, but there's not really a lot of good targets for them to go on either on EMU's side, because we've got the bubbles, they're not catching that Vendetta. Blue is doing a fantastic job at peeling everybody. And getting booped up. The boop on the ball!
Boop on the
ball!
ball?
My god! And the
Blue hitting some shots on that Mercy, not able to find that pick, but...
And they did sneak a Genji swap over to Vendetta that we missed here, and it looks like Blue is just tapping heads right now.
And they are going to get that res onto the Vendetta, but that is more of a desperation play than anything, just trying to get something here.
And Rage is able to get a good chunk of that ball's held down. The beat comes out just to confirm things, maybe a little early, but you know, it is a ball comp. They can't stall for a while.
You just got to find that kill on the ball, able to find that, and that is going to be round one going to the side of EMU.
That Mercy pick is going to make this really, really uncomfortable for them because there's no one on their team that can really benefit from that Mercy pocket the way that you would expect. They have no hit scan.
Yeah, unless you have someone go over to Soj or I would say Emre, but
yeah,
we did ban him.
Banned Emre.
I imagine that is going to be something that we do see a lot in the following maps is probably having that Emre Mercy combo.
Yep.
Just trying to run it down as best they can.
Okay, we're seeing almost a complete comp swap here. We are onto that Walnuts DPS comp. Sojourn Genji with the Doomfist and the Kirilu backline. Very interesting. They've swapped their Kiri player. And we are, of course, on the same thing, rolling out here.
You know, the Doom pick is interesting. I mean, you can see this tank really likes to playing the mobile characters.
Yeah, it's better than playing the big and round characters. Nyx, unfortunately, going to go down early to a rail shot. Getting our Rage in there. We might be able to trade out the Lucio. Lucio maybe off the point. Rage does go down for it, and it sounds like that Lucio is not going to go down either. And we are just going to have to stabilize. The Suzu comes out to stabilize Otzel, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. That
Doom does fall.
Doomfist goes down. Otzel full charge, trying to just stay alive. Barely getting a bubble back up.
Getting a lot of care from both of his supports as Nyx did manage to make it back.
And nobody has capped the point yet. Unfortunately, Blue is going to go down. Otzel's just not able to find anybody and get them
EMU
off.
does get the point cap.
And that is going to be big.
The Sojourn does slide out, and it does look like that Eastern is going to be able to clean up this fight and stabilize control of that point.
And that was a little bit scary. Rage has just got to be very careful here. I don't know if he's got a bubble to bail him out. Not quite.
That is a rough person to fall down first.
But you know what? It's Detta. She gets back really fast. We just need to play this really fast and smartly, because that Doomfist can punch any of us off the map.
That is true. You just gotta be aware of where he's at all times.
Yeah, and that Doomfist is gonna go down, and that's a really, really big pick just as Rage gets back. And now we can just stack stable slow and just slowly take them out.
Yeah, you can see Rage wanting to get in there and just take down anybody he can.
And that is going to be the Sojourn and the Lucio, and Missouri Western is just going to have to back up here and wait for their Doomfist. And they are just getting
a nice late pick onto that Kiri.
These late picks are really just turning these one fight, these fights that are won into a 2-fight, 3-fight length amount of time. We've got the Grav coming up. We've got basically 5 ults on the board here. Yeah, 66%.
You do see that Missouri Western does use that overclock, trying to find something with it. But Otzel gets the first pick. Our Lucio does get traded out, but
both Lucios going down. Ults getting popped across the board. Our Kitsune and High Noon comes out, only answered by both of their DPS ults. Blue with the
Blue just doing tricks,
absolutely spinning on it. And Rage is going to take out both that Doomfist and the Genji, and I don't know if they have any idea how to deal with Rage like this.
The speed just to keep himself up from that Lucio, trying to do anything they can to touch, but they're not going to be able to.
And that is first point for EMU. That was beautiful. That was very well done. I think I've said this a couple times, but I don't think EMU did anything particularly hero play or fancy. They just played good.
You got Blue hitting shots.
Yeah, obviously.
When does he not?
But this is just good, solid Overwatch. Like this isn't, it's not like Rage hit 5 with a Vendetta ult. Otzel didn't grab 5 off the map or anything. Yeah. We didn't hit like dinks across the map. Nothing particularly like, oh my god, chat, clip it.
Like, oh my god, that's an insane play. Put him in Overwatch League.
But I love that the like TikTok edit of WCS calling. Yeah, but
it's so funny.
This is just good, solid fundamentals where it doesn't look fancy. You just walk out, you do your job, you clock in. You work your 8 hours, you clock out, and you go home.
Amen.
And you don't have to do anything particularly impressive. It's not to say that what they're doing is not impressive. It's just not flashy. It's not flashy.
You don't get this good at it by accident.
Exactly. So it really is just highlighting like the hard work that they put in and the communication. They know what they're doing, and they're able to do it well. And you can tell that they understand the game better.
Yes.
Because our team comp, everything has a very specific purpose, a reason. There's a reason that we're Cassidy and not Sojourn. There's a reason that we're on Zarya and not Diva. There's a reason that we're on Kiriko and not Juno, because Juno was banned.
I mean, like, is part of it, comfort that
absolutely
some of our players have on these characters? Absolutely. But it's not like, we have a Torb OTP that is going to play Torb or throw.
So it's when you have a team that, these aren't everybody's comfort picks.
Right.
Like, Nyx especially, has been playing Lucio for a long time, but it's never been their comfort pick of like, I have to lock in and win this game. I'm gonna pick the Frog.
Yeah.
But they know how to play in the team environment. They know how to help use their resources for the good of the team.
Yes.
And so when you have 5 people that are all working together towards that goal, it makes a big difference. And it's not flashy. It's not anything.
You're not really going to see it in a highlight reel.
Yeah. Versus, Missouri Western, they rolled out on a team comp that it works.
Yeah.
But they had a really weird Mercy pick
Yeah.
where you would normally see, especially with like that team comp, maybe like a Brig or a Lucio,
Yeah.
to be able to throw packs or just for beat especially. Putting a Mercy in that team comp from a high level team composition standpoint just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, trying to force Mercy into a comp like that, it's not gonna work. Like, Mercy is only going to get value if you have somebody that you're pocketing, essentially. Like,
Pretty much.
yes, you can, bounce around and heal different teammates, but 90% of your value on Mercy is going to come out of holding right click on a DPS who is hitting their shots and making it not fun for anybody else in that lobby.
Exactly. And so you could be getting a lot more value, but when you've put all of your time into a character like that, it's hard to transition. Mercy doesn't have, unfortunately, a lot of translatable skills.
Yeah.
Like you can
the most you get is positioning.
Yeah. There's positioning and you can be aware of the game, but Mercy very famously doesn't really need to aim very much.
No.
Is able to get away with a lot of things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So if you have a very good Mercy player that really only plays Mercy, they can be playing at like a Masters GM level Mercy, and really know all of the ins and outs, all the timing, all of them. She's gotten more mechanical over time, especially with GA. But apparently I reminded Jake that he has work to do. I don't know what that is, but that's oddly threatening
to do. What reminded him?
I don't know. He's 3 minutes behind.
Yeah. What were we talking about 3 minutes ago?
I don't know. We'll find out.
He'll send a message about it.
But it's difficult when you've got a Mercy player that needs to swap.
Yes.
When you are in a meta that is being run by Mercy, like it's easy. But we haven't had one of those in a long time, thankfully. I think kind of since like launch Sojourn, kind of.
Probably,
It's kind of slowly fallen out. Like it's still a thing you can run, but
back when you picked up a Mercy player to add to the server.
Yeah, I remember that. Shout out Sailor. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I was definitely
talking about Mercy metas.
Oh, the rest of their team, Ball, Tracer, Genji, Kiriko, like that lines up. That is a Ball comp, especially Tracer and Ball. Like you put them together.
Coordinating. Ball's going in, slamming somebody. Tracer's following up.
But it's also a very, very difficult team comp to run.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen OWCS teams that can't get it right.
Yeah.
And it requires so much time. Believe me, I was there at the end of Overwatch 1 when that was meta and we were trying to force it, and just it was awful. It was awful. We hated it so much. But
yeah, no, I can remember that. Like
oh god, it's looking like a Ball comp.
Those words strike fear.
And it's I don't necessarily want to say that, we won because our team comp is easier. Our team comp is...
It still requires a good amount of coordination.
It's less mechanical, right?
Yeah.
Like, when we play Vendetta, it does not take a lot of mechanics to...
No, Zarya aim training.
To bubble your Vendetta that's diving in. Like, but what it does take? It takes timing and coordination and teamwork and knowing not to burn all your bubbles on yourself so that you can bubble your Vendetta in.
Anyways.
So we are looking at map 2 now. We are going to push on Esperanza. And we have banned Lucio, and they have banned Cass. I'm expecting to see that Ball comp again because they were not a fan of blue.
No.
Banning Lucio, probably our Juno and Kiri.
They are not on Ball. They're also not on Mercy.
I'm a little surprised that we're not on Detta. I wonder why. I'm not quite sure because the the bubble cycles with Reaper it still works. I mean, we've been doing it a little bit in comp.
Running it down for 9 hours.
Man, I think it was longer. I think I played like 20, 30 games.
Anyways.
But I think Vendetta's just generally better at it. I'm sure that there is a good reason for this on why we would not be going the Vendetta here. But I'm not really sure. I'd have to think about it. But we are rolling out here. You know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that Rage can go in and one-shot their
Wuyong.
Their Wuyong. So Jake had to submit his timesheet.
Oh, hey, look at that.
But anyway, Rage TPing in, getting those bubbles. That's a lot of damage on the enemy Zarya, and that she is going to go down to those Juno rockets, followed by their Vendetta. And Otzel just walking with full charge here. And poor Blue is going to be stuck on the payload. It's Tracer's job.
You love to see it.
But we have already taken our bot to the bridge here, and we are setting up for another engage. No ults on the board yet.
I am surprised that they're not on Mercy. Why did they play Mercy last round? Maybe
just limit testing. Maybe a comfort pick, thinking that they would be able to get away with more than they are, and maybe this is more of their actual team comp. We'll see. But one bubble, both bubbles coming out, and Rage is able to just sit on the front line and dink them down. We've already got the Reaper guys ult on the board. Also different that Zarya. And Blue taking out that Wuyong, and it's just a team
what
kill.
Can you even say?
They just keep dying.
It's, you know, Rage is walking in, hitting those headshots with his shotguns. The Vendetta can't really do a whole lot about it. Rage does fall a little low there, able to get out with that Wraith form.
And I can feel it. We are setting up for that Reaper guy ult. We're ready for it. Otzel still maintaining that high charge, and we are already pushing close to their spawn here. And it's been the Reaper guy ult comes out
a little early, but Rage makes up for getting 2. But Eastern does not have any supports up at the moment.
But you know what? With the bubbles, and especially the bubble perk proccing passive healing faster, and Reaper's just innate healing, I'm fine with it. We're still pushing point, but we are peeling back. And that's just going to be Blue
just getting what he can before he, gets out with no issues.
And, they stopped our push there, but it's going to take a long time for them to be able to re-push. I think we're looking for Grav here, and there it is. And there's a lot of damage in there. The Pulse Bomb finds 2. Nyx getting 2 headshots in that Grav, and this is going to be I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. But there's... What do you even say?
I really liked how Rage played around that Grav. He was able to draw attention in Wraith form, completely safe, but was able to have the entire enemy team look at him instead of people shooting at him.
And it's very easy to get greedy there. But Nyx is going to go down to that Emre ult, followed by Otzel and Rage, so it looks like it is going to be a lost fight. Hopefully our supports are able to get out, or our Juno and our Tracer are able to get out. That Vendetta is going to give chase. Unfortunately, Rose does fall late to that Emre. But, I mean, I don't know quite how far away from capping we were, but we were single digit meters.
Yeah, I want to say it goes like 143.
It's something like that.
Man, I mean, we all got forward spawn.
And there's going to be a pick on the enemy Vendetta again from Rage. And we're just going to walk in here. That Emre goes down. Blue, unfortunately, does go down as well, but we have got the point. This is what you call an uphill battle for Missouri Western at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have about 138 meters of progress on them. They have
32 centimeters.
32 meters. Grav coming out of Missouri Western, it's...
Does find Rage, Nyx, Otzel, and Rose. But they honestly might not even get much of a push out of this before we respawn. Blue is up and ready to contest.
You do see that Pulse Bomb coming up. Realistically, you're probably looking at Brig, maybe.
Yeah, Brig, or maybe the Emre. The bubbles you do need to be concerned about because that is able to cleanse that Pulse Bomb. But Missouri Western getting some progress on the board now, fighting under that bridge.
Blue falling very low there.
The orbit does come out, and that enemy Zarya is going to get absolutely walked down, followed up by that Brig and the Kiriko. The enemy Vendetta does find Nyx, unfortunately, and is able to get out. But we are once again taking space with just one ult used on the board, mirrored by their enemy, by the enemy Vendetta's Sundering Blade there. And we have reclaimed our forward spawn, as we should.
And you can look at the side of Missouri Western here. They have support ults up. That Emre ult will probably come up this fight if he does enough damage. That's being mirrored by 3, almost 4 ults on our side.
Like we've been pointing out for many of these streams, our ult economy is just significantly better than a lot of other teams that we have been playing. Rage may end up getting caught out here, pops the Reaper guy ult, and is able to find the Brig and also the Zarya. Popping
Vendetta
both
falling
those
very
bubbles.
low. Rage wants that kill, teleporting in to get it.
And that Vendetta might get out. She is very slippery. But you know what? That's enough, and that is going to be point for EMU. That was a quick game.
That you don't expect push to go that quick.
No, I think we may have spent more time in between maps than in that map. So
it is not impossible.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, yeah, they had a good grab here. Respect where it's due. But I mean, even if the Reaper isn't quite as broken as Vendetta. I mean, Vendetta and Zarya just mesh so perfectly together that even if they're not quite as broken together, that is something that EMU specifically has been working on for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's very well practiced between Otzel and Rage. The timings, when to get out, when to get in, all of that is very instinctual at this point. And so they're able to find a lot of value into a team comp that may be better. Like
right.
I mean, we were just complaining in the pre-show that
Emre and
Vendetta are broken, and we
played neither of those characters.
We had neither.
Won.
They had both, and we full capped push.
Yeah.
So it really is not about the characters or anything. It's about the practice, and characters that you think can be terrible are actually very good when used properly.
Yes.
It's. I mean, I don't know what else we can even really say about that game, because I want to say things like we had such a better ult economy,
and we did.
I don't know if it really mattered.
No,
we were able to just walk through.
I'm just so confused by Missouri Western's strategy going into that map. They picked Esperanza. They banned the Cass, which you would assume, like, oh, they banned Cass, they're gonna go back to playing ball, but they don't. They have that Emre, but they don't play the Mercy with it, when that, it seems like, is a comfort pick for one of their supports.
Was it a DPS protection ban? So that we couldn't ban the Emre or the Vendetta?
Well, we had banned Emre the first map, so we couldn't ban Emre again.
But if maybe they really wanted to play the Vendetta, but they didn't roll out I mean, they swapped to Vendetta last map on Lijiang. I'm not quite sure what their intent was.
Yeah.
But
I mean, maybe they just felt like Blue was hitting shots and wanted to stop that for the map.
Maybe. I mean, they could be banning just based on vibes. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. That's because, like, I feel like they have to have done like some level of scouting, because they did ban Juno first map, which has been something we've picked up in the past couple of weeks.
And it's something that, and the Cass ban is obviously Blue, a comfort pick for Blue.
Yeah.
And Juno is really not in the meta that much elsewhere. Like, I don't think she's seeing a lot of OWCS play. Like that's got to be a pretty targeted ban.
Yeah.
Or just a really lucky, shot in the dark.
Chucking blindfolded darts at the board and you hit a bullseye.
And they played the Zarya, so it would make sense that they wouldn't want to ban Zarya. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Like again, I don't know if that was necessarily, there's some games that feel like they're lost at team comp selection, and there's some games that feel like they're lost on bans. Like, oh, our set play involves this character, they ban that character. We don't know what to do. I don't feel like this game was any of that. I think it
wasn't
was
any of that specifically.
It was.
I think it was kind of a sum of all the parts.
Yeah, anything that they did, I feel like we had an answer to, and we were very aggressive. I mean, the game had barely even started before we popped that Wuyong.
Yeah.
And it just once you knock them unstable like that, I don't think we had a lot of like full reset. Both teams were 5 ready to go again. And
like they very much kept the enemy team on the back foot for 99% of that match.
Absolutely. And it just, I don't know if it felt like we didn't have a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Which I'm almost kind of missing some of the resistance because
I know, like you missed the match last week when it went to 5 maps.
I
but
know.
Then anytime you're here, it's a 3-0.
That's what can I say? What can I say? Caster diff. But honestly, I'm happy for it. They have worked hard and they're obviously doing very well with it.
And I expect there to be like. We're talking as if the match is over. We still have to win another map.
Yeah,
nothing is guaranteed.
It can still go.
Could
up
be
to
a
5
reverse
maps.
sweep. Yeah,
Could
be a reverse sweep. It could go to map 5 and we have to win that.
We have done it to other teams before, and we don't want it to happen here.
No,
it's not. It's you know what you can do if you are watching the VOD of this. You can look at the remaining time right now, and you can see.
Did we make a mistake? Did we cast or curse?
It's the environmental storytelling down there. See,
foreshadowing is a literary device.
Tell me how much. I need you to scream it at me right now. Yeah, because either
it's like a children's show. You're gonna wait for the response.
We just got a letter.
That much time is left.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. P-Band.
P-Band.
So I think we've got our next map picked here, New Junk City. They are banning the Zarya. We are banning the Vendetta.
Doesn't shock me at all. We would never play Vendetta without the Zarya. And we don't want to run into it.
And I feel like, it's Zarya on Flashpoint is definitely strong.
Yes.
Most of the Flashpoints are pretty... There's not a lot of Numbani level high ground on Flashpoint. They're mostly pretty accessible, and you can play ground-based tanks a lot easier.
Yes.
But
I feel like the biggest piece is like First Point Atlas, where you have like a real high ground at any point.
Yeah. And we're probably going to look at Atlas here, aren't we?
I guess Servasa too, but...
Or no, we're already on New Junk City.
We're going to New Junk City. We're not seeing Atlas. Servasa's not in the pool as far as I'm aware.
Weird. Yeah. Okay,
it's like Kings Row not being in the pool.
I know, it's weird.
I'm fine seeing some different maps. To be fair, seeing Kings Row every week, it gets a little stale. I won't lie to you.
Speaking of which, they are doing changes to the map voting system.
Yes.
Which I've actually seen a pretty vocal, I don't know if it's minority or majority at this point, saying, please don't do this. We want to be able to pick maps that...
Get a non, if Kings Row shows up, that's 10 votes on Kings Row, we're going there, except, there's that one guy who wants Power ESO. Yeah,
but I get that people don't necessarily want to play Kings Row 10 times in a row, right?
Right.
But I feel like you also need to understand that the people that are posting on r/Overwatch and
It's a
r/competitive,
certain type of
there's a certain
archetype.
there's a certain genre of person there. And you know what? If the single dad of 4 that just worked for 16 hours straight wants to log on and he wants to run it down King's Row on Reinhardt for his one game of the week.
And that's his God-given right.
And he's got his whole group of friends that he's arranged, and they all vote King's Row because that's their favorite map. And then some dude is just like, nah, I want Numbani, I want Pariso. Like,
I think it very much depends on what the threshold is for.
yeah.
You have to have this much of a majority voting for a map for it to just pick it and it's done.
I think what they've said is that it needs to have 6 or more votes than the next highest map.
Okay.
So it needs to be
So it needs to have 7 versus another map having 1.
low-key. These days, I think it's a little bit rare for, at least in my lobbies, to even get 6 votes on across all 3 of the maps.
Yeah.
People just
I will say
ultimately people don't care that much.
we are seeing some very creative picks over
I saw
on
the
our
Junkrat.
side.
I see the Life Weaver.
I saw a Jetpack Cat.
You know what?
But no, I will say, first of all, Mercy is back. But
Mercy is there.
The last thing to say about map voting, I do really like that they are adding which side you are playing.
Yes, that is very nice to see.
Because that will determine how I pick maps.
Yeah, I want to attack Circuit Royale, not defend it.
Yes.
But we are rolling out here on the Symmetra and the Diva, the Emre, and of course our same backline, Juno Kiri, into a Sojourn, a Genji, a Domina, and a Kiri Mercy. Seeing the Domina, I think maybe for the first time this season.
I feel like it's come up once or maybe twice before, but it is not a super common pick here.
These are some... Oh, you know what? Yep, I forgot about this team comp. TPing our Diva into the backline with those Symmetra TPs, that's going to be very difficult to deal with, especially against a Mercy, as a Mercy. Otzel is going to be able to just run down that Mercy. She can't GA away when Otzel's already on her without burning boosters.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be a first target every time. The Domina also very easy to deal with once you get on her, especially if she's already burned her knockback.
Yeah, if she burns Shove, she doesn't really have any way to create distance.
It might be a little bit difficult for Blue to find value versus these shields. But you know what? Blue's not really here to be the hard carry. He's here to put good, sustained DPS.
And even then, you know, Blue being on an angle forces that shield cooldown out of that Domina. And
yep, and we're going to see Nyx go down to a rail headshot, but trading out all 5 of the enemy team. You know what? As I salute you, Nyx, sometimes you got to be the one to go down so that your team can get in there.
It's a sacrifice we're willing to make.
And so they are running that pocketed Sojourn that we were talking about a little bit. Look at that Emre damage, dude.
Yeah,
It's
so
crazy.
gross.
They gotta tweak it.
I know. Like he released in a very weak state, but I feel like they overtuned him a little bit.
I called it when they said. I was like, I'm a little worried that they did too much with them. TP and Otzel into the back line. Blue popping that.
Very aggressive Emre out here. They do manage to get a touch.
By the Tracer. We missed that swap there. But Rage is able to take down that Domina and that Kiriko. And
Blue's just going to lock down this point, force that Tracer back, and that's going to be point 1 going towards Eastern.
And we are moving on to our next point here. We have 4 ults on the board, answered by almost 4 from Missouri Western there.
Yeah, no, it's... You know, we used that Emre ult. You know, it was pretty late in that fight, but we got the cap. That's what really matters.
And unfortunately, Rose is going to get... Ooh, this... I don't think there's even a Mercy Pocket with us. That's just the 150 charge perk going crazy right there.
I think it was there for the shots. She did have the assist credit in the kill feed.
On, I think, our Juno, but not for our Emre.
It was on both of them.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. I think it got the kill and she was immediately off.
We do pop the bomb and we
one
find
kill with
the
You know what? Got yours.
Yeah. Huh.
Sure.
Some interesting things happening here. You know, Sojourn is still a very strong character. and unfortunately does pair pretty well with that Mercy, and Mercy is obviously a comfort pick for Missouri Western here. So we're going to just have to be careful about that. It did take an ultimate for them to do that, though. And we did burn quite a few ults in return, though. Our D.Va onto point and starting the next fight here. Both Kitsunes come out. Rose unfortunately going down again to another rail. Blue getting shoved in the corner, and that looks like it might be a team wipe for EMU, with Otzel just
also doing what he can to get out.
Trying to get out. Hopefully he does not lose mech and stagger here.
Ooh, that is going to be rough.
That's going to be a really big stagger on Otzel, and they are probably going to have to just give this up.
That is probably just about going to lock up this point for the side of Missouri Western.
We do have 4 ready to touch. We'll see if they go for it. I think Rady...
They go in.
They are
4 there.
Popping the orbital, and it might be enough to take out that...
That Curie falling incredibly low. They're not able to get that kill quite.
Otzel comes back just in the nick of time to run over that Domina, but Blue does get traded out by the Tracer, and the res on the Domina, the D.Va, the Mercy play coming in clutch. Unfortunately, finding both of our supports. Otzel does take out that Sojourn, but we're not going to be able to sustain with just Otzel on the board. Gets demeched, and no stagger this time. Good for us. But that was, ooh, that
you made him sweat a little bit.
That Sojourn is putting in work. We've got to be very careful of her. You know, I did say that Domina is easy to get on if she uses her push first.
Yes.
She is already on her second perk, which means that if she shoves somebody into... oh, no, she did not take that one. Okay, never mind.
I think she took the range and the slowdown.
Yep. Typically, there is a perk that will let you shove people into your barrier for a stun, and if you're on a more dive-heavy comp like this, that's what I would normally go for. The Sojourn ult does come out. Nyx finds that Sojourn, or finds the Tracer.
Also going for that Mercy, he switches his attention to the Sojourn, just trying to deny that ult as much as he can.
And we are in a 4v5 here. That Mercy is doing what she can to live against Otzel's pursuit. The Symmetra wall does come out, and we are able to flip the map in favor of EMU. The Domino ult comes out and is eaten by Otzel, finding absolutely no value. And we are just trying to make them go away. Blue finding another pick on that Tracer. We are 4v5 again, stabilizing. And the battlefield falls quiet as nobody really won that fight. We just kind of maintained our space and made Missouri Western back up, which, you know what, that's a win in my book.
Yeah,
no team kill required.
I'm not exactly sure when the swap happened, but Blue is back over onto that cast. He obviously swapped long enough ago that he did build ult.
Yep, that is, I think, a better pick. Popping that, popping our Symmetra, popping Rage there, as the Domino walks onto point. We are in a 4v5, and that pocketed Sojourn is becoming a problem, building her ult very, very quickly. And we've got the bomb coming out just for a remake, I believe, as Blue is looking for picks, but is unfortunately going to get taken down by the Domina. The Domina and the Sojourn putting in a lot of work.
You know, it's really rough here. You have to try and go on that Sojourn, but she's playing far back enough that, yes, we can TP onto her, but...
And it's difficult to kill through that Mercy pocket, especially with Flash Heal these days. I really don't like that she can do that. But the Kitsune comes out, TPing our Otzel onto the backline, making a ton of space. As long as we don't get demeched for it, this should be the last fight for this point. Otzel getting out, playing in the Kitsune, and we do only have Orbit for this, but...
they have nothing on the side of Missouri right now.
Missouri Western has nothing. We just need to chill and make some kind of play with that Orbital. Nyx unfortunately goes down, so does Rage. The Orbital comes out, but is it too late? The Sojourn goes down, and so does maybe the Mercy. Blue putting in work, taking out that Domina, chasing down that
Otzel
D.Va.
wants that Mercy, able to get the kill.
That
and
Mercy.
Blue Otzel and Rose are able to clean that up. Rose did fall at towards the end of that fight, but they did enough to lock up that point.
Otzel, I can feel the single-minded pursuit of that Mercy that you had to have.
Oh, that is a random pick for Missouri Western to get onto Rage.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, the Sojourn with that Mercy pocket is, I mean, it was meta for a long time for a reason. It's not quite a one-shot these days, but it's a lot. If they're able to land any other damage, it turns into a one-shot.
Yes. But you don't really have a whole lot on the side of Eastern here. At this point, you're trying to take a fight, maybe pull an ult or two out of Missouri. Ideally, not just giving up this point for free.
And we do go in with that Symmetra wall. And Nyx is unfortunately going to get picked by that Sojourn, putting in so much work, absolutely putting the team on their back. As we try to take the point here, a little bit of focus getting lost. Blue goes down, but so does the enemy Domina. Rage taking out that Kiriko as well. The Domina does get rezzed, but we might be able to get on her and kill her.
That flash heal coming out onto the Sojourn, trying to keep her up.
The Mercy in the skybox with Valkyrie. All of this time, we are still ticking up in favor of Missouri Western. Nyx barely making it out. We do have 4 ults in favor of Missouri Western and only the bomb for EMU, 65% and counting for Missouri Western. This might be a little bit rough to walk into, especially with an early overclock coming out
that
to
is
pick
a
Blue.
Good combo there from Domina and Sojourn there.
And I don't know if EMU is going to be able to touch this without Blue on their side. A lot of damage coming out onto that Sojourn, but with the Mercy pocket, I don't know if it's going to work.
Rage is TPing in, trying to see if he can get a kill onto that Sojourn, but Eastern not able to touch. That is going to go to a 0.5.
The bomb does come out. We are 2-2 with, I believe, last point going to be the
Ducks?
The Ducks, right? Yeah,
I think so.
Or is Ducks the other one?
I think this is Ducks.
This is Ducks? Yeah. The Ducks.
Because Junkyard and Bomb Flats are both outside.
What's the other one called?
Then there's Ducks and I don't know.
I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
But we are walking into the next point. Missouri Western still has 3 ults on the board, 50% to their Valk, and already 30% to their overclock.
It's going to be the rush coming out on the side of Missouri Western,
as well as their Domina ult. And it is going to look like a fight win pretty quickly for Missouri Western onto EMU. And they are ticking up in percentage. But
I mean, I don't think you're that upset about that if you're the side of Eastern. You pull 2 ults out for nothing.
It's economy round, right? Dry fight, it's fine. We're just conserving our resources. We are coming up on 4 ults here. We're just missing that bomb. It's just a lot of poke coming out of their team with that Domina and the pocketed Sojourn.
Yeah, no, I would be interested to see the stats after this game, see how many times that Mercy has died.
It's not enough, unfortunately, and I don't think it's us not paying attention to her. The pulse comes out. Whoa, it just happened. I don't know what just happened, but you know what?
Does TP cleanse bomb?
No, I think we got Suzu too. A lot just happened there, but you know what? Blue made a hero play, and I was talking about nothing flashy. We're seeing the flash here. The Kitsune comes out to try to confirm this point that is going to be 99% in favor of Missouri Western as EMU takes the point with almost 3 ults on the board, but we have nothing on the side of Missouri Western. Only that overclock starting to come up, but we have been seeing how deadly that can be. Just one pick can really turn a fight. And if you got picked by that overclock, they're going to go in and they're going to walk on you. Looks like we're setting up early here.
Ideally here, you want to see Otzel being ready to shut down that overclock.
And unfortunately, we are going to get Blue is going to get picked by that rail. The orbit does come out, but we're not able to find anybody during it. The Domina rotating the point by herself. Rage going down, but that Domina might die. Yes, Otzel is able to take her out and trying to get that Mercy next, but unfortunately Nyx is also going to go down. We do have Bomb for Remake here, but that Mercy is just flying everywhere. The bomb does come out, but it is going to flip in favor of Missouri Western, and it looks like we're almost going to be able to recap at 74%. But that Sojourn does have overclock and is not quite
chunking
able
in
to
shots, trying to find
anybody.
anything.
And it
Eastern
is
is able to keep the touch going.
Blue gets picked, Nyx gets picked, Rage gets picked, Rose gets picked, and unfortunately, Otzel is not going to be back in time, and that is going to go in favor of Missouri Western. Damn. That was...
That was a dogfight.
Especially that last point there. Let's take a look. You know, that Mercy did die 6 times, but just locking it down with the OC, 150% OC percentage, and the Mercy Pocket does turn it back into a one-shot.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think what it was is they were able to win fights so quickly and decisively with that overclock, with the Mercy Pocket, and then our team comp and our playstyle just ends up taking longer to win fights.
Yes.
We are able to win fights, but we are not able to do it as decisively. And with something like Flashpoint, that time matters.
It builds up very quickly.
I mean, before it was like 2 fights before we were able to take that 3rd point, or the 5th point, the final point.
Yeah.
But by that time, Missouri Western has already taken 99% of it, and we have to win every fight after that.
Yeah. And it is rough to win consecutive fights, let alone 4 or 5 fights to win a map like that.
Especially when they come back so quickly. They've got the tracer for touches, for flanks. And it really is. I mean, like we were saying, Mercy doesn't have a lot. Oh, hello, Winston.
Hello, Winton.
Hi, Winton. 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 Oh. You guys watched it here. Winston just got raptured.
Rest in peace, he's back.
He's back. What were we talking about? Sojourn Overclock. Yeah.
Sojourn.
The Mercy.
Really gross with that Mercy Pocket. I would not be shocked if we see either a Soj ban or a Mercy ban coming out of Eastern in this next map.
Yeah.
We do get the advantage of map pick. We can either go to Escort, we can go to Hybrid. I'm not 100% sure of what the map pools are like for that.
Yeah, this is.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to see if I can tell what that map is.
Is that Midtown? I think that's Midtown.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's Midtown. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's that Sojourn is.
If I had to make the choice of banning Sojourn or Mercy, knowing what we know about this team from how we've seen them play and everything, I would ban the Mercy.
I would agree,
because I want to make it's mean, right? You have to play a little bit mean.
You are target banning someone.
Yes. Because if you ban the Sojourn because the Sojourn was running the lobby, was it really the Sojourn running the lobby? Or was it...
No. The same thing could have happened if they were on Emre and they were hitting those shots, or if they were on Ashe and hitting those shots.
It may not have been quite as decisive, but they definitely...
2 of them.
Winton.
Holy moly.
Winton. No, there's more. There's more. We're surrounded.
They're duplicating.
Yes. Okay. So
Shut up, Jake.
The Sojourn was absolutely the one channeling all of the power that the team had.
Yes.
But if you ban the Sojourn, they're going to end up on Cass, Ashe, Emre, who may be not quite able to do the same thing.
Yeah, you're not going to get the one shot, but
when hit scan and that kind of aim skill is very easily, transferred between.
Yes.
Like if you can hit rail shots consistently, you're probably going to be pretty good at Ashe or a Cassidy, right?
Yes.
It's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you ban the Mercy, there's nobody else in the roster that can push you over. What's the word I'm looking for?
breakpoint?
Yeah, breakpoints the same way.
Yeah.
Like maybe you can play a Zenyatta, but that's really, really finicky.
That or you can go with Nano on Ana, but that's occasionally. It's not.
Yeah.
You're holding right click.
So it's a lot. I would ban the Mercy in this case.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that is very specifically a comfort pick for them. We are going with the Sojourn ban though, which, you know what, I think is still fair.
Yeah.
Because if we just lengthen the fights, I think we win them.
Yeah.
And Sojourn is just doing a very good job at shortening the fights, getting early picks. It's a lot easier. I mean, a lot of these fights were won before the fights even began. They got an opening pick, and then the fight started, which is really difficult for us to win.
Yeah.
Almost impossible to win a 4v5 if both teams are playing properly.
Yeah.
So if we just don't get picked and we can prevent, a rail from being built and then picking off somebody to open the fight, you're not going to get damage boosted on Cassidy or even Ashe these days and get a true one shot.
Yeah.
You're going to get really low, and we need to work on it, make sure our positioning is not such that we are getting picked by the Sojourn.
Right.
But we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
We are, of course, going to Midtown.
They did ban Diva. I wouldn't be shocked to we're back on Zarya.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to end up
Zardetta.
I mean,
Zardetta, Cass, Juno, Kiri.
You just get so much value for the Zardetta that it's really hard to not play it.
Yeah.
And we're still loading in a map there. Maybe. Okay.
There it goes.
We're fine. We're good. But yeah, I'm expecting the Zardetta again. Yeah, it looks like we are getting the Zarya, at least from a little peek over. Maybe the Reaper. I'm looking at Rage's screen over there.
I do see Reaper. I see Akiri, Juno.
Which, you know what, I am fine with. It is something that we have put a lot of time into, and when they played the Zardetta, we were able to kill that Vendetta through those bubbles. It really is just we're seeing that Emre replacing that Sojourn there.
Yeah.
With, of course, still the Mercy. It really is just about not getting picked. Just play your life, which should be a lot easier against an Emre, but it is still going to be difficult. Emre does a lot of damage at range. I think this map will also be a little bit more in favor of our playstyle. I think that our supports will have a little bit more cover with being able to still support.
Yes.
And just generally be a little bit more stable. They are sticking with the Domina, which on Midtown, you know what, I can get behind.
Yeah, it's not the craziest pick on here. Sig has seen some play on Midtown.
I love playing Sig on Midtown.
There are some nice high grounds that you can get some good poke in.
Absolutely. And we are going to go with just an interesting shield. As long as Rage gets out here, that is a lot of value for us. Domina's shield is on a very long cooldown. Otzel already very high charge here. And that Domina is going to continue to try to push, trying to explode onto there, but Rage does get picked by that damage-boosted Emre nade, and we are just going to have to back it up. But Otzel might be able to find that Genji, not quite able to, but that high charge is very scary. And they are going to have to stall their push a little bit and take some angles.
That Genji falling very low to Blue's Emre.
And that Domina is able to just sneak up with no footsteps and slam Blue into the wall, scared even me. And that looks like it might be... They're walking on to first point here. Rage does take out that Genji, but gets picked by that by the Emre. And then, of course, the Mercy res after everything just coming in to add insult to injury.
I mean, I think Eastern might be looking to still go for a touch here. That pushback might stop it.
We are 90% to Grav here, but we are having to bubble ourselves for the touch, and unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough. And we are over onto the Vendetta, which I do like better. I think that it's just Deta is just too strong right now. And if we are starting to have trouble...
and I think it will play better into that shield from the Domino.
Just so many movement abilities that make it hard for you to really be controlled by that shove. We do have ultimates starting to come up on the board as the enemy Emery pops the pops an ult, killing himself and Rose. You know, that was a one-shot on Rose with that Mercy pocket. But the res comes out again. You know who is absolutely loving these Mercy reses? My good friend PB and Jake. Historically loves Mercy reses.
It's his favorite ability in the game.
The grab comes out, finding the Emre and the Vendetta. Rage does go down, but Otzel is able to trade out the Kiri and the Emre. Unfortunately, Blue is getting shot the deflect and is dead for it. As we back up here, hey, you know what? We stalled out the fight. We win ties like that. We're fine. We're chilling.
I mean, you know, we do use 3 ults there. You know, you're never a huge fan to see that, but, you know, they used 2 on their side. They did use that Kitsune Rush. They just popped Val.
And we do only have 1 ult on the board, but we do have our Vendetta ult coming up. The Blade comes out and found nothing. Unfortunately, Rage was able to get picked going into the sky there. The Valkyrie also going down as Missouri Western moves to take angles on second point here. Rose, ooh, just barely escaping with the life, but unfortunately Nyx is not so lucky.
Oh, and that Emre finds Blue as well.
This Emre just has no pressure on him and is able to just stand without moving, able to hit those shots way easier. And we are really fighting into just finding value on the hit scan aim from Missouri Western that we didn't really see in the first, you know, 2-ish maps, especially on Lijiang. We didn't really get a chance to see it. I don't think
almost there, bud. Almost.
Yeah,
there you go.
Looking for a Valorant angle, just cheeky with the Mercy pocket.
You know, he just chucking in that damage, just looking to get his ult online as the Kiri finds a pick onto Rage again.
A lot of that damage coming out of the Mercy pocketed Emre. The Orbit does come out, but it may be a little too late. Missouri, or too early. Missouri
that will
Western.
be a pick onto the Genji.
Okay, that is going to be enough to stabilize the fight. Let us take space. We do have Grav coming up with Sundering Blade. If this is executed properly, we can get a lot of value out of it, but it will take 2 of our ultimates.
I think, you know, Otzel really needs to build up some charge here.
Sending in our Rage to get some charge for us. And we're popping a lot of bubbles on ourself, which does build up charge, but makes it longer before we're able to get our next pick.
That is a nice pick onto the enemy Emre, but they again have that Mercy, just res him right back up.
These early picks from Missouri Western onto EMU are doing a lot of work, especially when our early picks are being answered by a Mercy res.
The grab comes out. It kind of seems like in desperation from Otzel there, just trying to stay alive.
We are able to trade out their Kiriko, but unfortunately Rage goes down as well. Nyx pulling out the Kitsune to support Blue. The deflect going on again, getting Blue taken out. And it looks like there's just... we're spending a lot of ultimates. I think we're a little bit off our game here. Going for the res in our spawn is disrespectful. Getting that Genji back up after Otzel picks him. The Kitsune and Blade does come out from Missouri Western and is able to find both of our supports. And it looks like that is going to be point 3 with 2.5 minutes-ish on the board for Missouri Western. And that's just a... that is a very rough opening to that map. It looks like that Mercy or the Domina did not go down at all. You know, the Domina is doing a very good job of just simply living and just occupying space, which is what you want your tank to do. You know, it's the enemy hit scan is really putting on a very good showing here.
Yeah.
And making us work for it. I mean, that Mercy damage boost does a lot, man. It does a lot.
It really does.
I'm not quite sure what we can do differently about it. I think we just need to be aware of her, try to be getting be aware of that that hit scan. Make sure that we're isolating those angles, not letting them just sit on high ground for free. You know what? I
was gonna say it does look like we're maybe switching up the comp here a little bit.
I'm okay with it. Something that's a little more tanky, a little more rush focused. If we can knock over that Domina and turn it into a 4v5 before the Emre is able to get his value from a longer fight, we might be able to turn this. I mean, being a 4v5 is difficult enough. A 4v5 when you're down just your tank is even worse.
Yeah.
And if that Mercy is focused exclusively on the Emre, it's not going to be a lot of healing coming out onto the Domina. So it might be easier than you expect to knock over that Domina, but we're going to have to see. The TP comes out, but unfortunately catches on that Taxi.
You could see them trying to go onto that Genji up there at the top left.
We are rotating and trying to get to the Mega here. We do have our cooldowns. That Domina does pop shield, but we run through it, rotating to the Mega. That Mercy goes down. Yes, more
That's
of
what
that,
you love to see. Otzel, you know, pop that big mode, you know, found a kill. Rage, going to fall very low here, is going to be taken out by the Kiriko.
And you know what happens when the Mercy gets poked first? We can't res it, which is very good for us. We are stabilizing here in a very good position. You can see Otzel trying to take space with shield. And we are just waiting for Rage to come back here. But there's a lot of poke coming out into here. If we are not able to get a
You can see Nyx just caring for blue, booping that Genji away.
And that is going to be
able to keep him up.
And we are coming up on High Noon. You know what? A High Noon coming out from... oh, that is really unfortunate. The Genji managing to 2v1 against Nyx and Blue here with the deflect. We just need to look for some sort of play here before we get taken out by that Domina ult. Nyx TPing, trying to get out, or Rose TPing, trying to get out. Nyx going down to a headshot, and Otzel is dying on point. But you know what? We're building up our ults. We're fine. Everything's okay. We were only missing our wall and our beat, as you know, they have 4 ults coming up on their side. So this is just going to be. We just need to work on our ult economy.
We just have to find the better value out of our ults here.
Yep. And we are going to go for another TP play here, shielding it as we all rotate. And that's going to be a big pick on that Emre, as long as we don't let them res. Killing that Mercy with the High Noon, absolutely worth it. Pressuring this Domina, trying to get that Genji out as well. The deflect keeps him alive, but just for enough to get him over the edge for Otzel to kill him. And that Domina does go down to Rose. And that is only 2 ults from us, and we canceled that Emre ult, which is very important.
Yes, that was a huge pick for us to get. I mean, you saw the teleporter come out onto that Emre from Rage. I'm sure they had a feeling that he was looking to use that ult. Just getting in there, shutting it down early was big.
Yeah, look at that damage coming out onto Otzel from that Emre. It hurts. Even as a tank, you just can't sustain it.
Yeah.
But we are probably going to be looking for another TP onto that Emre. You know, Emre does get very bouncy once he pops his secondary, but does not have a lot of horizontal movement. So if we're able to get onto him, and especially if Nyx is able to boop him in, or we're able to slow him with Ramatra E, we might be able to do something. The beat comes out to answer the enemy Genji's blade.
You know, he can't do anything. He just has to back up with it.
And that is going to be a classic trade right there.
And they also did pop Valk for it.
They did pop Valk, which is really good for us. 2 ults for 1 like that. Microsoft Clip Champ coming in. And
Otzel hunting down that Mercy, looking to get the Kiriko as well.
And we are only losing Blue and losing Rage, but you know what? As long as we take out more of them, we can absolutely follow up on that Domina. She's just going to keep herself staggered.
You know, that was a creative move, able to slip to the side of Otzel there to get out, but...
you know what? I'm fine with it. As long as we live, we are still putting progress on this point. And
that's the Domina ult coming out. That's gonna get 2 picks early.
Pressuring that Kiriko as well, but we are going to go down for it, only using the Domina ult. We did use Kitsune at some point. I did not quite catch it. But we only have one ultimate on the side of Missouri Western, answered by 3 ultimates on the side of EMU. So we should be sitting pretty here. We have 2 minutes on the board to capture, and the Emre ult does come out, and it's going to be a lot of damage, but the high noon,
no kills.
the high noon does come out to try to stop it, but that Domina shield is going to be enough to keep him alive. We do take out that Genji, but the res comes in and cancels it out. And we are just trying to live. Poor Nick's going down last, a little bit of a stagger. Only that was an ult for an ult. You know, High Noon is actually a very good ult into Emre because it does not let him sit in the skybox for free the way he normally would be able to, and does make him de-peak and makes it harder to hit those shots. But if he's got a shield, if he's got care from his team, he may still be able to live through it. The TP comes out onto that Emre. The Suffer comes out, and I think we just watched Otzel crash. Can we get P? Can we get P? Can we get P? I don't know if our stream has noticed, but
Otzel is in the menu.
Otzel's in the menu.
Oh, oh dear.
So, so I think those stream issues that we've been hearing about, where we are cutting in and out, may not be limited to us. I don't know what happens here. I don't know if they reset map, if they
I don't think we do.
They can just continue, if Otzel just has to take it and just loses his ult.
You lost your ult. I think it resets his perks too.
I think he comes in with the same amount of perk progress, so he can reselect them.
Okay, well, he's back in the map.
That's rough, because I think that was going to be a one fight, because we finally caught that Emre.
Yeah.
And he was going, and that's why we popped Suffer for him. But, you know, crashing and just running into the bus, that is rough.
Yeah, like that's there's no other way to say it. That's rough. That's unlucky.
I mean, what else? I mean, yeah, you just kind of have to take it. Like, you would expect, you wouldn't expect these kind of connection issues. I don't think this is an Overwatch server issue either.
No, because nobody else disconnected.
But the craziest part is that it was only Otzel that DC'd. If it was all 5 of us, then like...
Yeah, you could say like, oh, it was an internet issue.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been having intermittent stream issues, so it may be the just a little bit of a curse right now. I'm wondering if maybe EMU has been lagging a little bit. I saw some weird crosshair jumping, I think on blue earlier, so I wouldn't be surprised if EMU is actually fighting a little bit of an uphill battle on these maps with some additional latency or just packet loss, because man, that's rough. That can really turn the tide in things. We are looking at 4, almost 5 ults for Missouri Western. The Blade does come out and is going to go on to the back line, but is not able to find any value. The Kitsune comes out of Missouri Western, and we are in overtime. Otzel, unfortunately, going down.
The Emre ult coming out, looking to see if he can find anything.
And Blue is able to find
low.
that Kiriko, but Blue taken out by the Emre ult, and the Kiri gets rezzed again. And the Dominant able to take out the Stragglers, and I really think we make it to 3rd point if we don't.
It's gonna be a really big what if.
Man,
that is really unfortunate.
I mean, I think that's bio break material. That's you get up, you shake it off. I mean, shit happens. But goddamn, that is rough.
I I think we're even having issues with like the camera on us. Like the room might just be cursed today with some tech issues.
Somebody playing EMP. We got Sombra IRL. That's rough.
Yeah.
That is rough.
It's, you never want to see, like, obviously, you know, like, it's nice to win the map on the side for, you know, Missouri Western, but
yeah,
I feel like it rings a little hollow
when you
win because of a tech issue.
Yeah. I mean, they had a very strong showing, and they had us on the ropes there. I don't know if it was it's not like we had a guaranteed win if we don't crash there, but we certainly stand a better chance.
Yeah.
And I really think we cap third there. If we don't, it makes your heart sink when you see your teammate just start sprinting in a straight line, because you know what's just happened.
You know, I almost thought it was gonna be like it was like our observer that lost connection, and that's what happened. But then I saw, you know, Rose come around trying to keep Otzel up.
And especially when you're on a support and you can just you watch your teammate just like sitting there charging in, and you're doing everything you can, like if you're Life Weaver, you pull them back and you watch them just still
keep walking forward, and
because it just continues with the last input that you had. That's how the net code is. So because Otzel crashed while holding W, he keeps going. And I mean, whether you keep going or you just stand still, like, it doesn't really matter. If it's in a game like Overwatch, if you miss 1 second of that match, that can be a critical second.
It's an issue.
I mean, that's rough. It's it sounds like we are doing a quick bio, which. You just shake it off. Shake it off.
Mental reset.
Yeah. I mean, remember when I said take a look at the. My bad, gang. My bad. Yeah.
Just a little knock on wood. We've got Winton here.
Winton.
You know, we're gonna be going to Escort here.
Is it Escort next?
Yeah, because that's the only map we haven't played.
Yeah, because Midtown's hybrid. What are the Escort maps? I have no idea. What did we play last week?
I want to say Rialto.
Rialto? That sounds about right.
I'm not even confident about that. What Escort maps are even in the game?
I mean, we've got
Rialto, Dorado. I don't think Dorado's in the pool.
Rialto, Dorado, Shambali, Watchpoint.
It was Shambali. Because they were playing some like Lucio, like some real weird comp that I think theoretically we should have won.
Yeah.
But
back to Shambali.
They were on Sigma, and I think the enemy team had a Sigma
pocket. Like a Sigma pocket.
Yeah, a Sigma pocket pick, and they kind of just walked over us.
Unfortunate, but okay. I mean, but we lock in. I mean, Escort is it's a very long game mode.
Yes.
I
was gonna say you've been a little anti-Escort the past couple of days.
When you're just simply trying to get as many games, as many end screens in as you can in a certain amount of time, having to play the same map twice, once on offense, once on defense, to be able to get to that end screen.
Yeah, that's why control, push, flashpoint are quicker on average.
You know, there was a lot of hate around push when it first launched, and there are still some weird anti-patterns about like pushing the bot is really good up until it's not.
Yeah, it's a lot of theory about that.
Yeah, it's an odd game mode, but having a game mode that if one team is just better, just like leagues and bound better than the other, not having to sit around and wait for the clock to run out. Both teams have a lot more authority and influence on the game. Whereas if one team is way better, they can full cap escort in 2 minutes, and then you still got to sit around and wait for
you gotta wait
4 minute.
I was gonna say 4 or 5 minutes for
that. It's just difficult to sit through sometimes, and when you're trying to get your drives done, it's
rough.
Yeah.
I really feel like we should see a Mercy ban here, because Sojourn will be back in the pool.
Domina. I think I'm okay with that. I mean,
I really feel like the Mercy ban made more sense.
It did seem like when they were not on Mercy, we had a much easier time, and it is. I mean, it is definitely their hit scan that is carrying them. The Domina is definitely holding her own and is putting up a fight and is doing a lot, but I wouldn't say that she is the diff. But she is a very strong foundation for them to stand on.
Yes.
But like we said before, if we are, I mean, it is also Shambali. Shambali is a very poke-heavy map.
Yeah.
If they... Domina and Sig, though, share a lot of... There's a lot of overlap between them. They're both they're poke tanks. They got the big shield. There are obviously differences there.
Yeah.
But for something like this, where I don't think the Domina is necessarily the one carrying. She's obviously doing her part. But forcing the Domina off of Domina onto Sig, is it really going to have...
I mean, we don't know that they're going to play Sig. Like, I understand it's a poke map, but...
Do we, though?
We haven't seen it out of them yet. I mean, what they've played... Ball, Doom, Czar, Dom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a Sigma. It's Shambali. I mean...
That also doesn't mean that they're going to be good on Sigma.
I've seen Stranger Things. Not the TV show, but... No, I have not seen Stranger Things. I don't care about that show. Netflix has ruined television. I don't want to wait 8 years.
Relax.
I don't want to wait 8 years to get another 8 episodes of a show. Yes, I know it's expensive and it's high quality and everything, but you know what? They used to have 20 episode. They were going to have 20 episode seasons every year. Back in like the 90s, 4x3 television was better, and I will fight you on that. There's good shows now, but 4x3 TV was better.
I think the number of good shows now outweighs anything from the past. Like, I feel like every couple of months you hear people raving about, like, oh, this brand new show that's like so good.
Okay, but then there's like 8 episodes of it. You know how many episodes of Seinfeld there are?
Too many.
It's good though. Jerry Seinfeld is not good.
I feel like there are not a lot of people that were on that show that are good people.
The characters, the actors.
Like the actors themselves. Like, I don't think Jerry Seinfeld's a good person.
I know what incident you're talking about. I know.
The Laugh Factory.
Wait.
Ready for battle.
Huh? What were they asking about?
Did I just see... Are these cumulative bans? Oh no, they screwed up there. Okay. I was going to say, are we banning an additional thing every map? No, they forgot to unban Sojourn. It was a Sigma. Yeah.
I mean...
But Jerry Seinfeld... Jason Alexander's my GOAT. George Costanza.
Okay.
Yes, George. That is. He made that show, and what's the actress's name? But she was also in Christmas Vacation. She has a hyphenated last name. I can never remember it.
I'm not big on like old TV movies. I'm barely even that tapped into current.
It was in the 90s. It wasn't old.
You're old.
I'm only
27.
And I'm never going to turn 28.
Whoa.
I'm going to be 27 forever. Anyway, Overwatch. They've got what do they got? See, they got the Sigma. They got the Sigma. They still got that same Sojourn Genji comp with the Kiriko and the Mercy. And we are on the
bread and
Reaper.
butter.
The Reaper and the Zarya, the Juno and the Kiri and the Emre. Into a Sigma, Zarya can be a little uncomfortable, but honestly, the Reaper I think is fine. You know, you're not playing Zarya to play Zarya. You're playing Zarya as a.
You are enabling your DPS.
You're a big support. Goodbye, no
Suji.
hands. So you know what? We'll see how it goes. Rolling out here. Genji on the right, taking a little bit of an angle, trying to poke him out as Rage looks to find his way to the high ground, along with Blue.
Looking to take down that Sojourn.
And Blue's
able to get that kill
through the Mercy pocket. Yeah, okay, you know what? This is...
like beautifully executed there. Like
wonderful.
you know, are there universes where that play gets punished pretty heavily?
I would,
yes.
dare I say, most universes. But you know what? Blue is locked
We're
in.
in this universe,
yes.
though.
Yes. Blue is locked in. He wins those, pulling out the pistol, and even though hitting every shot, still trying to struggle through that Mercy pocket. But that Sigma falling very low.
You know,
And the deflect comes out. Hands coming out, and we are stabilizing. Reaper TPing in, gets the rock out.
forcing that rock out. Otzel just living at full charge here, it seems.
As long as we can keep our Otzel up, we do have full charge. Maybe finding that Genji. The Kiriko
That
Suzu does
able
come
to
out.
keep him up.
And that shield goes down fast. We do not have any bubbles, but if we've got a bubble and we can turn here, that Sojourn on high ground with the Mercy pocket is going to be rough. We do take out that Sojourn, or the Sigma. The res does come out, and Rage does also go down for it.
We do get the overclock out, though.
But is not finding anybody for it, but finds Otzel at the last minute and takes out Blue as well as he's trying to escape. But you know what? That was an ult out of Missouri Western, and we're chilling.
with that.
We're chilling. We have
They had arguably already won that fight.
5 ults on our board, or about to have 5 ults. Technically none right now. There we go. There's one. Answered by 3 and almost 4 on that Genji Blade. We don't really have much for that Genji Blade, unfortunately, so we do need to be careful of it. Challenging that Sojourn.
Taking a very aggressive angle.
Honestly, I think we just need to knock over this Sigma because he's not going to be able to sustain through all of the damage that we're putting into his shield, especially with the Grav does come out to answer the enemy. Okay.
We trade 1 for 1.
Otzel does get picked by that Sojourn rail as we take out the enemy Genji with our Emre ult. Going for a TP. Am I going to see the Reaper guy? My favorite character is the Reaper guy, taking out that
both
Mercy.
supports down. The Sojourn is able to find Rage in return.
And as long as we still have both of our supports up, I think we can just take this nice and slow. That Sigma is low.
You do get Otzel back here.
We just need to live through this.
In comes that Blade. Looking, able to find Nyx.
Finding Nyx with that Blade and healing up just enough to get out. We are unfortunately not able to kill him through that Suzu. 30 seconds left on the board. It's time to see if we have what it takes to get this last point. They have 2 ults on the board, their Flux and their Valkyrie, answered by our Kitsune coming out onto that Sigma. If we can knock him down through hands, that'll be really big.
That Sigma just trying everything he can to stabilize. He
canceling the
ult,
Flux.
gets the ult canceled.
Nyx
Sojourn
does go
find
down.
Nyx.
But Rage does TP up to... we're not able to stop that res on the Sigma. The Orbit comes out as well. The Sojourn sitting AFK and just farming on us while that Mercy flies around. Finding Rose. Is it going to be enough? It's just Otzel left along with Rage. They are continuing.
Otzel picks up 2.
And they have to keep touching point. Rage. We do have Nyx back, and that Mercy is very, very low. We are able to make the pick, and it's just the Sojourn, and we are going to take first point. Oh my God, guys, don't do that to me. And they are
You did
onto
see the
me.
tank did swap to Doomfist, trying to touch there, continue dragging that fight out as long as possible. I wouldn't be shocked if we see him run back towards spawn. It doesn't look like he is, though. It looks like he is sticking on the Doomfist, at least for this life.
We'll see if he swaps back to it. You know, he is having a little bit of trouble with that, with just living against a full charge Zarya as a Sigma.
And that's...
But you know what? It looks like he might be a little less comfortable on the Doomfist, punching through Rage before he fully finishes TPing.
You can see Otzel just trying to build up his charge however he can with that bubble onto Rage.
And we are going to see the grab to keep everybody out of that Kitsune. As both Nyx and Rage and Blue go down, Otzel is able to rotate out, hopefully play his life and live here.
You know, keeping some level of charge. I'm not sure how much of it will be left after this next fight engages here, but you know, you get Kitsune out for that fight there.
If we go fast here, we do have 2 DPS ults and they only have their blade. We might be able to go before them as long as we don't give them too much poke. They can't build up that. The Doomfist missing the punch again.
You built up a little bit of charge. The Sojourn able to just farm Rose and get the kill there.
We really got to be pressuring that Sojourn as much as we can. And really, it is that Mercy doing so much without really needing to do much.
Otzel is just standing here waiting for his team to come back. Rage gets a deep TP in here, looking to build up some charge for Otzel.
We do have our DPS ults on the board still answered by, unfortunately, we have now waited out until they have 2 DPS ults and that Valkyrie.
You can see Rage just looking, trying to see if he can find an angle anywhere.
The blade
they
comes
pop that
out
blade.
along
Genji
with
falls
the
very
deflect.
low. Blue finds one, but Genji trades him out.
And that is a 4v4 right now as Rage goes down as well. And the res comes out with 10 seconds left on the board. We might have a touch here. I'm not sure.
And Sojourn finds Nyx, looking to get Rose as well.
Unfortunately, we are just going down to these headshots. And you know what? That's winnable. That's halfway through second. We just need to lock in and really, really play around that Sojourn. We can't be just... we can't be dying to her. We just can't. It's rough, but we got to be watching her. We got to be calling when she's got rail. And those OCs are just devastating, like we said. Yeah, I'm not sure what we can roll out. Maybe a spawn hold here if they're feeling ballsy.
Yeah, it's tough to say what they can really do in response to this. Like, you know, you could say like, oh, just, you know, DP from the Sojal, but that just allows them to get that push. I'm not sure if this will stick, but it does look like they're hovering on Farah on the side of Missouri Western.
You know what? If that means that the Mercy sticks more with the Farah instead of the Sojourn, I think I'm fine with it.
I don't hate that for us.
I think we can sustain a Farah Mercy, especially with Blue on Cassidy here.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get one shot by that, right? That's just a lot of sustained damage that we can absorb with Suzu, with Bubbles, with Wraith, and just with the amount of healing that we have. But on the Sojourn, it just makes it rough.
No, it does look like they are coming out on the Farah.
They are going to be able to take some interesting angles here because of it. As the Farah goes deep into our spawn, trying to get an angle.
On an angle, poking through.
As EMU is already rotating, giving up a lot of space that we really don't need to be giving up. Choosing to fight at, unfortunately, Blue is going to get left behind and is going to get taken out by a direct from that Farah. But that Farah is standing too close and does get taken out as well. We just need to... And Otzel is out again, it looks like. Are we going to get P? Can we get P? Can we get P?
What in the world is going on?
These tech issues, like, I don't know what they can do.
I can only imagine. Maybe that's why Eastern was rotating out. Maybe Otzel disconnected while moving to the left, and
Everyone just followed without.
yeah, this is really just unfortunate.
That I mean, it's not Otzel's fault at all. I mean, sometimes you just get unlucky. Like, I mean, I honestly, if I'm Missouri Western, like, and EMU asked for a map or at least a side reset, like not a round reset,
Right.
I don't know if they have the ability to do that.
I don't think we do, unfortunately.
And maintain the current payload position.
Yeah.
Or the cap position. I mean, I would. Yeah, I don't know. That's really, really rough.
Yeah, because there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
You know, so Otzel
coming back on
has,
the
coming
Diva.
back on Diva.
Which, you know what, I'm
hate
fine
that.
with. It is a little bit of a breakdown of our established team comp, but at this point I think we're just throwing things at the wall. We do need to touch here. Otzel does get rocked as he goes in, but you know what? I think we're just looking for that Mercy. We do take out that Pharah.
No, we do get a trade out with Bluke there.
We
Looking
just
to
need
keep that Mercy away from the corpse to get the res off. Able to win the fight here, at least enough to push back Western Missouri.
Yep. And I'm just going to be concerned about us overextending and letting a C9 happen or letting our backline go down. We do absolutely need to kill that Mercy, but it also means that we need to keep an eye on her. Taking out that Kiriko
big pick
early.
coming out onto that Kiriko.
And then the Diva should be able to sustain through as Rage takes out that Mercy, but the backline is down, and that is going to be very good in favor of EMU. And as long as we don't get any more picks, don't get greedy, don't get greedy. Otzel does take out that Pharah for another stagger as well.
And it looks like they want to take that Sig out as well if they can, and they are
absolutely
able to.
Can go down. 2 minutes on the board for the Missouri Western. We haven't swapped our top line there. But going into the next push, we do have almost all of our ults on the board answered with pretty much everything from Western Missouri except for Kitsune. If we are able to get an early pick on that Mercy, that completely changes this game.
It really does. Either that or the Kiriko in a spot that Mercy can't get that res off, it will really swing this fight into our favor.
And the Kitsune does come out of Nyx, and it looks like that Sigma is going to get a lot of pressure on him. The Pharah does take out Rage, but Blue and Nyx are able to trade out the Kiriko and the
Sojourn going behind on a flank, looking to try and take down Rose, but Otzel has the DM prepared for it.
And Otzel is very famously very comfortable on Diva, and it's showing right now. And Otzel is, I can read his mind from across the room right now. Otzel's pissed. He's pissed, and he is taking it out on that.
He is pissed that they are at a disadvantage because of the tech issues that we have been dealing with.
And they popped Valk. I didn't even see that. We killed them through Valk.
Yeah, no, they did swap off that Pharah back over towards Genji, but
the Sojourn does, the Kitsune does come out. Same with the Overclock. Rose does go down without popping Orbital. But
Rage able to get that trade.
Does go down. Rage getting that Mega. The Genji
Keeps
getting stuck on geometry.
And Genji falls down. You know, it's...
And that's going to be 10 seconds left on the clock, and they are on ball for the touch.
Yeah,
we
they
have Orbital still in the pocket for this last fight.
But Nyx is calling, trying to tell them push forward, just keep them from touching point if they can.
And we can just kill this
That ball comes in, he's going to fall very low, gets taken down.
That fast.
And they're just trying to get in, trying to touch, do whatever they can. Lucio just trying, dies quickly. Mercy,
and that Mercy
falls
immediately dies. A 25-player kill streak. Otzel said, hang on, guys.
Otzel said...
Check him, PC. Check him, PC.
Oh, my smokes. Back-to-back weeks that Eastern goes up 2-0. You can see Otzel standing up, shouting, excited, knowing that they had to fight through these tech issues just to win this game. You can see the tear that it has taken on the back line. They are head down. They are so stressed.
Oh my god.
It is not easy to play 5 maps of Overwatch back to back to back to back to back like that. Doing it 2 weeks in a row, same situation both times.
Uphill through tech issues.
I can feel the anger coming off of Otzel in that player cam.
Like,
I don't know if we're getting an interview, but if we are, can we get him over here?
Please get Otzel over here, because that man is a ball of rage right now, rightfully so.
I want to hear what he has to say about this match. Our Winston's, after having helped us win this match, going off to help out more people in need.
The flock
Thank
of
you,
Winstons.
Winton.
Oh my god. Oh. I knew the whole time. Whole time. Yeah, get the other headset. Oh,
I was gonna say I'm gonna real quick grab that and set it there.
Oh god. That was
what a map 5. You know,
that is I'll admit that's way more fun to cast.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like get over here. Give me a goddamn hug. Holy. Oh my god. We got Otzel. We got Otzel
star
over here.
tank player for Eastern Michigan. So the tech issues, huh?
Yeah.
I was so. Can I curse?
Yeah, of course.
I was so fucking pissed off.
Oh, whoa.
Like, oh my gosh, on Midtown, I have Annihilation. We're just trying to rush comp them down. I TP in, pop Annihilation, and I'm like, people are floating.
Yeah. Oh, it's the worst feeling. It's the worst feeling. How do you feel right now?
You know,
a combination of absolutely pissed and like euphoric.
Just like, you know, it's just like one of those things where you just like finally, you finally swat the mosquito.
Yes.
Yes.
You finally get it.
Oh
That's
my
Sojourn.
god. The Sojourn and the mercy. Oh my god. Oh,
dude.
That I could feel the rage that you had in you after that last DC.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Coming back on, like, you know, we know that the D.Va is a comfort swap for you. You've played a lot of D.Va. You like playing D.Va.
I do.
You know, I can imagine that part of that D.Va swap. You know, yes, it is faster to get back for that touch, but it's also, you're pissed. You're picking a character you know you're good at.
Yes.
You're winning this match.
Honestly, I was just like, what would I do in comp? They're on Mercy, Pharah, Soj. I want to go D.Va.
Yeah.
I just swapped D.Va, and, you know, honestly, our comms were really good in the last match. And
yeah.
It worked.
I mean,
Winton?
We are gone, but it is just Winton.
Only Winton. You get one Winton. I mean, we
this room is plagued with tech issues
I don't
today.
know. Somebody set off an EMP.
Guys, who turned off the lights? I'm scared.
Uh-oh. But there we go. Oh,
there we go.
Winton. Winton. Seeing you guys finally chase down and just stop that Mercy in her tracks, because that Sojourn obviously was giving you guys trouble.
Yeah,
like
that guy was really good.
Like,
yeah.
And when you've got a very good hit scan player with a Mercy pocket that just will not get away from him,
it's just not fun.
It's so frustrating, and you want to do everything you can to stop that hit scan player, but it's that Mercy just getting so much free value very silently in the background, right?
Yeah.
But getting on that D.Va, and I was a little bit worried that you were going to come back and you were going to be over aggressive. And you guys did come back and you were very aggressive with it, but it worked. You guys clearly all were single-mindedly on a target. You wanted to kill people, and you were able to pick targets out and stagger them out very well.
Yeah.
The Sojourn popped OC in the last fight, but without the Mercy pocket, wasn't able to take out Rage. Rage was able to, I don't know if you were DMing him at the time or not. I think you were.
I was through the wall, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to, the OC wasn't able to take him down, and Rage was eventually able to whittle down that HP, cancel the OC. I saw you canceled Valk towards the end as well.
Yeah.
And just forcing them onto that last-minute ball Lucio touch. At that point, they know that they've lost. They're just trying to make anything happen.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. Why no mercy ban?
That is a very contested question. I think we were trying to do everything but that. So yeah, we just decided that Domina might have been better for us over Mercy. Simply because, I mean, it was just the disruption from the tank onto Rage when we were going for cycles is a little annoying. And to be honest, that Soj, like, either way, even if he didn't have a Mercy pocket, he was still going to hit shots.
Doing a lot, yeah.
Yeah, that guy had the double slide perk. He was sitting in Narnia. Anytime we got close, slide.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys saw or not, but at the very beginning of the stream, we still had the player card up. So we saw that's a Mercy OTP.
Oh, yes.
That's
like level 140 something.
70, I think.
170.
Like close to level 200 Mercy OTP. And so the whole time we're sitting here like, even if it's not about banning the Mercy, clearly that player is less comfortable on other characters. So if you can force him off of something that he's comfortable on, he's going to make more mistakes. You guys are going to be able to capitalize on it. So I think that in theory, the Mercy shouldn't be a problem, and the Sojourn shouldn't be much of a problem because you guys are able to avoid the angles and everything. But
in practice,
as well as you guys played, we're not OWCS,
no,
right?
Not quite.
I don't. I just next week we will be.
Phone call.
Yeah. So there are things that, like, you guys still make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, everybody makes mistakes. That's how you win games and how you lose games. So sometimes taking it out of the lab and applying it to what's just right in front of you, like you did with the D.Va, instead of rolling back out on Zarya, which is what the theory would have you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, don't break the team comp.
Sometimes you just gotta make an executive decision and just say, I'm picking up the team, and I'm going to be Velma carrying the rest of the Scooby gang,
Yes.
and we're just going to win the game.
That's right.
And sometimes you do
Always
that.
comes back to Scooby-Doo with
Yes.
It has to.
It's always Scooby-Doo. Sometimes you do that, and you fall face first, and you drop your entire team, and they all say, wow, why did you do that? And then other times, you do what you just did, where you just...
carry him across the finish line.
I don't want to say single-handedly win the game, because obviously very important that your team was able to also execute around what you're doing and was able to play with you. But very
you enabled your
swap,
team very well.
Very different mindset after that last disconnect and coming back to the game.
That's right. And I will say on New Junk City, I mean, I did play D.Va that whole map. Yeah, I got hard flamed after it. I was sitting way too much in the front line. So I kind of took that feedback, and, we didn't really start on D.Va, but as soon as the situation called for it, I just took the feedback that I got from obviously a great coach, and I applied it. And I also told Blue to swap the Tracer, which I also think helped immensely.
Yeah,
and
just having Tracer to protect that point and just force it as much as they can is
absolutely
very nice to have.
It was just, it was just the swaps that we needed at the time. And yeah, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it was very fun to watch, but also very stressful to watch. Don't do that again next week, okay?
You said, did you get any kind of notification on your watch for that?
I'm probably too distracted to notice. It loves to tell me high stress when I'm playing Overwatch or watching Overwatch.
Oh my gosh! I even got a call from my mom at the middle of map 1, and I was like, okay, Mercy's 1, Genji's 1.
Yeah.
Hello, mother.
Yeah. It's just, but beautiful, very well done. You guys, we weren't 100% on the format, but single elimination, right?
That's right.
You move on to the next round.
Yes.
How many teams do you need to beat to?
So if we win, okay, so this is essentially the quarterfinals. So now we're going to go to the semifinals.
Yep.
And then if you win next week,
that's right. I think
finals.
I don't know NACE. I know NECC. If this is NECC, if we were to lose this, no matter what, we would get the opportunity to do a third place match.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Of that.
So if you lose this one, you go to losers bracket.
Well, if we lose, we're out.
If you lose, you're
it's
out.
a single elimination.
I was going to say you finish for third, fourth place.
But I think
okay,
that's right.
okay.
But I think if no matter what in the next one, I think there's a possibility of a third place match. I need to look into that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
But yes.
Yeah. Let us know so that we can be prepared.
I was gonna say
Only
there's
two
not
more
a lot of-
possible games. Only
Yes.
two more possible games.
Okay.
The semifinals and then the finals.
And-
So that does mean we will have Overwatch next week.
Wait, does this mean am I gonna be
You can't do it to me again.
No. I have man, time keeps moving. My you're gonna cast. If you guys continue, you're gonna make me cast when I'm 27. I turn 27 next week. That's
It's gonna
crazy.
be a happy 27th birthday.
Please give me a win. Give me a win
I mean,
for birthday.
We are 1-0 on birthdays right now.
That's
We
true.
are. We are.
We're
The
our
birthday diff. Birthday
1-0 on
diff.
birthdays. Okay, we can make it 2.
So, I mean, just beautiful. I'm sure you guys are going to have a very good VOD material from
Oh
that.
yes.
They got
very
a VOD soon
angry
because codes
Kyle-
will get cleared tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
That's right.
we're going to have to VOD the stream with
I
our
think-
commentary on it.
Either way, I think we are in for a very angry VOD review session
Yeah.
with our
Yeah.
coach. I think if you know Sushi,
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
This is-
There will be some
this is
words
gonna
shared
be-
from him.
this is going to be an angry review session.
Because
He's
you
gonna be
guys-
like, "Why are you guys losing to Mercy?"
Why are we listening
Yeah.
to Mercy? I can hear him now.
Because you guys definitely were the better team there.
I think so.
But I did also see when you guys ended up on the back foot, you gave up some of your fundamentals.
I agree.
Like your alt economy started crumbling, and I could see it when you guys are winning. And I am no stranger to that mindset of the not just tilting a little bit of we were winning so easily, and then they started putting up a fight, and it's like, no, we're supposed to be winning, so I'm just gonna shove it in their face, and then it doesn't work, and then you just get more mad about it. But
Yeah.
you locked it in at the last minute. That's all that matters. So same time next week, right? Monday.
I think so. We'll probably reschedule, or try to reschedule until 7:30 again.
Oh,
It was
was
actually
this
originally
rescheduled?
It was originally 8:30. That's a little.
Ooh.
That's
That's a little.
That's late. I mean, hey,
It's a little late.
I'm gonna be here no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Late night Overwatch.
Yeah, it's a little late. We'll see.
But earlier is just
Better.
don't do it during the workday. So I have to take. Look, I
You're
would do it.
taking
I would do
PTO
it.
to
I would take
cast.
PTO. I would call in sick. I would take. You know what? I get a floating holiday at work for like a if your holy day is not recognized. I would take that to
Yes.
cast Overwatch.
Come on.
But so it sounds like at least next Monday, TBD the actual stream time. Hopefully 7:30. If it's 8:30, we'll be here.
Somewhere around that time.
7:30. Be ready
But-
for the evening.
That is going to be it for us. I hope you guys enjoyed the clutch as much as we did. That was down to the wire.
Yeah.
But
Shout out, chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Nice.
Thank you for the support.
Big-
Appreciate it.
And
the
a nice
love chat.
3-2 victory for Eastern. Going on to semis.
You got to watch the stream back now. It
I have
was a
to.
good stream. Anyway.